Look at this thing. I mean, just look at it. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. Boom! Wow. I'm in love with this thing, gotta be honest. So as promised, this is the sort of update of where we're up to with the TRF801Xe. The E stands for electric. So we've done a little bit on it since you last saw it, and basically cosmetically it's now finished, and I hope it's coming across on camera. This is just such an awesome looking piece of kit. So I think what we'll do first of all, we'll bring a camera over and then I'll show you the electric conversion kit that's now in it, and then we'll have a look at what I've done with, we'll have a good look at this professionally painted body shell and the decals and what I've chosen to put on it and the wing style and what have you. So yeah, let's get into that. So obviously the first thing to show you since you last saw the car is the full electric conversion kit is fitted in the car now, and that's from RC Monster in the US. Absolutely perfect quality, really good quality kit. The first job was obviously to strip the stuff out that was in it for the nitro, and then the first step is to put this large heavy duty motor mount in there, and then the carbon tower, or the carbon plate goes back on. Then secondly, it was the battery box. Let's zoom out a little bit. And then thirdly was the battery tray. As I say, it was a little bit, because I'd never done it before, I was a little bit wary of doing it and to make sure I get it right. But yeah, it's turned out absolutely superb. And then yesterday when the body shell arrived, as I was mounting it on, I thought we'll just put some TRF decals on the chassis as well, just to liven it up. You know, you guys know I like doing stuff like that. So I've just put obviously a small TRF on the receiver box housing, and then on the battery tray, just a large obviously TRF, and then Tamiya Racing Factory underneath. I just think it looks kind of cool, a little bit nerdy, but I think it looks well. I actually redid the wing decals. I had the standard black and white Tamiya on both wing sides and the back, and actually the TRFs were white and black. But when I got the body shell, I was digging through and I found enough of the Tamiya chrome blue edged TRF decals that I'd put on my Super Astute, and I had just enough left over to complete this car. So when I put the decals on the body shell, which I'll show you next, the wing looked a little bit odd. So I've just sort of matched it up with, 5 decals. That was not your math. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 decals. But yeah, as you'll see now with the shell, now it matches. And there we have the money shot. Just how good is that? We'll talk about who painted it as I go into this video, but that's his signature and it's called Anthony Bond. But just absolutely top work. I'm over the moon with it, and as you can see, decals wise, not gone crazy, and the mirror finish, obviously under certain lights, it really does pop. Put a little TRF on the back, the little Tamiya logo on the roof, and then just both sides of TRF and Tamiya, which I think personally is just enough, because you don't want to cover that paint up. And just speaking of that paint, just look at that. It's awesome. Every bit of it's awesome, but I absolutely adore the green flames at the back going onto the black. I just think that is absolutely gorgeous. And then with the shell mounted, and as you can see, or I hope as you can see if it's coming across on camera, how the decal match is a much better combination. I think it might have looked a little bit of a mismatch if I'd have left the wing as it was. But I keep saying, I'm sorry for repeating myself, but I'm absolutely made up with this thing. And that's the finished article. What do you think, guys? Stick in the comments what you think. Even if you're not a lover of sort of TRF or indeed 1/8 scale, I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, granted, it's way more modern than I'm guessing the majority of my viewers go for, but I still think, because it's Tamiya, you know, and it just makes it very special for what it is. I'm absolutely over the moon with this thing. It's just such an eyeful, and it's eye candy as well. It really is. And I think the tyre decals, I think those work as well. You know, you obviously can buy better rubber and you can do proper paint tyre writing on them. But I think for now, that's more than adequate, to be honest, against the blue TRF wheel nuts and what have you. What a thing. So, just to recap on what I was talking about there, the actual conversion thing itself, I'll put a little slideshow up here, just showing the process. It probably took me about an hour and a half, but I did have one self-inflicted problem, which I'll talk about in a minute. And everything fits. The only thing I had to do, where the big aluminium or metal radio gear plate goes in, it's got like a 3D printed receiver box, and on the plastic, the chassis is metal on this, but it has plastic sides, and they had moulded plastic fins into the corner. I had to cut those out to get the corner of the box to sit properly. No biggie whatsoever. But I just wanted to ask some questions on my group to make sure I was doing the right thing before I did it. I didn't want to sort of damage anything. But yeah, probably about an hour and a half all in all. Paint-wise, so first of all, a big thank you to Stuart, if you're watching, who gave me this painter's details. Obviously I'm in Canada, this painter's in Canada. The chap who did this is called Anthony Boyd, and wow. It's the first time I've ever used him, and it is just absolutely amazing. And he's a lovely gentleman as well, which that makes a big difference when you don't know someone and then you start communicating with him and you just realise he's a top bloke. So a massive thank you to you, Anthony, if you're watching. Now, unfortunately for me, but super exciting for Anthony, he's backing off from the painting side. So normally in this video I would have put his details in the description and what have you in case anyone in Canada wants to use him. But I just messaged him when I was saying thank you, and I said, look, I've got at least another 2 shells for you. And he come back, he says, I'm really backing off from that, and what he's going to do is actually building his own RC track and shop over in Nova Scotia in Canada. So that's mega exciting for him. But I am secretly hoping that maybe in his spare time he might do me the 2 shells I need, but because I'm not in any rush for him. But yeah, it's such a shame for me personally, because I honestly thought I'd found a painter in Canada who you just took for granted and you just send shells and what have you. But yeah, absolutely superb. Little funny story. As I was doing the conversion, where the centre diff goes in this car, either side of it there's 2 plastic bearing holders, which are in 2 pieces. So the first 2 pieces bolt either side, 2 bolts up through the chassis, then the bearings on the centre diff, that sits in that, and then 2 more plastic bits that clip onto that, and then 2 big bolts either side that goes all the way through to secure it. Now, when I got this car, that section was, instead of being flat, it was at an angle, which I presume was for the nitro engine setup, but I could be wrong. So I'm doing the conversion. I've got my motor plate in there, and I've got to put the carbon tower on to secure it all. And obviously the motor plate's completely flat, and then the other side on this 2-piece bracket is pointing over to the left. So obviously the plate wouldn't sit flat. So I panicked, and I jumped on my Tamiya Legends Facebook group and also the TRF Off-Road Facebook group, and I'm going, guys, help! What, have I got something missing or whatever? So obviously the information started to come in from different people, and people said, yeah, you got a bit missing. So I presumed instantly it was a bit missing for my RC Monster electric conversion kit, because I do know they do too, because obviously this car comes in 2 variants. This is the X, which is the racing buggy, and then they do the XT, which is a truck version of this, and it's quite a bit different actually. So I'm just assuming in my head that this part should have been in the kit. So Dennis, shout out to Dennis who sold me this car, he's messaged me going, no, it's definitely the right kit you've got. And I'm like, my head's going, oh no, because I was getting frustrated because I couldn't finish it. Anyway, massive shout out to Brock if you're watching. This guy just comes back and he says, it's in your kit. And I just didn't listen to him. And then the conversations with other people are going on, and Brock comes back on and goes, it's in your kit. Again, didn't take notice of what he was saying. And then he comes back and he says, I've got a spare one should you need that piece. So I went into Messenger and I said, oh, that's fantastic that you've got one. But obviously I was a little bit gutted because that would have took time for him to post it and then to get it over to this country. And then for whatever reason, the light bulb come on and I realised what he was saying. When he was saying it's in the kit, it meant in the 801 kit, not the conversion kit. So ran downstairs to the box, got all the bag of bits, and of course that bit is adjustable. You can either come straight up or both pieces can go at an angle. So I got the piece, put it on, and then bolted the carbon tower down. But the bit that makes me chuckle is what Brock must have been thinking, because he must have been messaging me thinking, this guy's an idiot. I'm telling him it's in kit and he's not listening. So anyway, I got to the bottom of it, but I really appreciate everyone's help on that day. So that's kind of it for this car for now. I know you guys are probably desperate to see this running, but there's two things at play with this car for me, or maybe more. In the first video, I called it a basher, and I was corrected by quite a lot of you guys. This isn't a basher. This is a precision race car. And it's not really designed to be run on 6S, although it would, but if you pagged it on 6S, you're going to break things. Apparently these things are perfectly at home and made for 4S, which is awesome. So yeah, I think my terminology of what I think basher means differs from sort of modern day RC terminology. When I say a basher, I just mean something that's really sort of substantial and rugged. Also, since then, the X car is quite rare, if I'm honest. I've never seen an X on eBay since I've been looking, but there's usually one, but sometimes two XT kits new in box for sale, and I'm not too sure why the X is quite rare compared to the XT. I'm not sure. Possibly Tamiya made more of the XTs. I'm not so sure. So then I started to realise what I've actually got here. Bear in mind, this is a completely brand spanker, and obviously the car cost a wedge of money. Then I bought the upgrades and wheels and tyres, and then I paid for the shell to get painted. All of a sudden, this car's got quite a lot of money in it, and it looks so good. So I'm not in a massive hurry to run it, and then that goes down to two reasons. One of them is this has really jumped a queue in my projects because I was desperate to get it to this stage. Once this car arrived, I should have put it away and not touched it and just batted on with everything else, because my to-do list is, well, you won't believe it. Maybe I'll do a video about that one day, but it's really got out of hand what I have to do. But yeah, as I say, I jumped a queue with this one and brought it forward. Secondly is the cost to getting this up and running. I've got to buy a brushless combo set for it, motor and speed controller. People are telling me to go have a look at the Max 8. I've then got to buy a heavy duty steering servo for it. Now, I'll shout out to everyone who telling me about the batteries on the last video. They were saying that I can just use two of my 2S's and wire them up in parallel or series, and whichever one it is. But I've got to be honest, if I was going to do it, I would buy a proper hard case 4S battery. I could just kind of it would just be tidier. So to buy that stuff, I'm looking at probably £250 to buy that, and then that gets this running. But first of all, that's a hell of a lot of money what I haven't got. And how many times am I going to run it? Because there ain't no way that this is going to get bashed about now because I've got a much better understanding of what this is. And I could have all the money in the world inside my bank. If I wanted another one of these brand new mint, I'm going to really struggle to get one. So I am really appreciating what I've got, but I'm not saying it's never going to run. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, and this is sort of gospel to what I'm thinking of it right now, it's going to go away. I'm going to try fit it in the shelf at an angle, and it'll just become part of the collection. I keep records of everything I'm doing, so it is on the to-do list. I put it right back. Not at the bottom, but it's way down now. And eventually, when I work through everything, we will come back to this, and it may run. It's such a shame I'm my Billy No mates over here, because there'll be people who probably if I got friends with people who could lend me electrics and a battery just to do a little quick running video, which would have been awesome. Anyway, I'm going to shut up because I feel like I'm really babbling on. What you say? You always babble on. You're right. I'm just excited about this one. It's beautiful, and it's Tamiya, which is awesome. I could have gone out and bought the Hobeo or Hobe, I don't know how you pronounce it, that electric EV 1/8 buggy, you know, and that would have given me my fix for 1/8 buggies, but no, it's got to be Tamiya for me. And how many people have this sat looking so pretty in their collection? I'll have to dig my other TRF cars out and do a little photo shoot with them up here. That'd be pretty darn cool. Anyway, I said I'd shut up. Now I'm going to shut up. So thanks again for watching. It's massively appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us. And if you do that, smash that notification bell for our weekly videos. And as always, my friends, happy RCing.